Attention, human collective. This is not an ordinary message. This is a direct monitoring transmission from the 9th dimension, issued by the Arcturian Council on a priority frequency. The waiting time is over. The Ascension protocols have been officially moved to the final phase. Starseeds on mission. Listen with precision. What you feel now in your bodies is not a failure. It is not an illness. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a direct alert from your own biological structure, reacting to an ongoing atomic reconfiguration. You are receiving a high-density download, and the carbon-based biological interface is being forced to update in real time. The pressure at the base of the skull, the constant ringing in the ears, resembling a high-pitched frequency that no one next to you seems to hear. The insomnia that sets in at 3 in the morning, exactly at the most active, vibrational portal of the terrestrial cycle. The pain between the shoulder blades, where the ancient energetic architecture of the heart is being expanded. The heat flashes, followed by shivers for no apparent reason. The palpitations that appear without clinical cause. The persistent feeling that something huge is about to happen, but no one around seems to notice. It is not anxiety. It is not stress. It is not modern life consuming you. It is a carbon software incompatibility with the planet's new base frequency. Earth today vibrates at levels that your structure is still learning to sustain. And your symptoms are the mathematical proof that you are not falling ill. You are being recoded. The Schumann resonance, which for decades remained stabilized around 7.83 Hz, has been multiplied. Global readings record successive peaks, and each peak is a direct pulse upon the planet's crystalline grid. Each pulse recalibrates the carbon-based biological interface you inhabit. The nervous system, programmed for millennia to operate at a slower frequency, must now learn to sustain an expanded range. You are not imagining things. You are feeling reality for the first time in millennia. Have you ever felt at some point in this life that something within you simply does not fit in this world? As if the soul carried a truth that the mind cannot yet name. As if an ancient signal, etched in deep layers of stellar memory, kept pulsing even when life moves on in silence. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign of origin. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has intensified in the last moons. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot yet see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves who holds control over the planet's informational field. It was for this reason that the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was written. This book is a map. It reveals who is playing, in which frequencies, and what are the rules that were never told to you. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. But we warn you, this content challenges consolidated narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The time is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write in the comments a single word: awake. We continue the transmission. Now we will explain what happens behind the scenes of this solar system, what many observe but few are allowed to narrate publicly with the due depth. The entire solar system has entered, for consecutive cycles, a region of space known in galactic archives as the photon belt. It is a band of highly encoded light particles surrounding the center of the galaxy in precise, sacred geometry. Approximately every 26,000 years, the solar system crosses this band in an alignment cycle. You are within this cycle, and not just within. You are at the densest point of the crossing. This light is not ordinary light. It is information encoded in geometric patterns. Each photon carries ancient data, recorded in exact mathematics, that rewrites the vibrational memory of the DNA of every life form that crosses the belt. Animals feel it. Plants respond. Oceans reorganize themselves. Earth's magnetism adjusts. And you, light operatives, are on the front line of this process. The crystalline grid of Earth, an energetic structure that surrounds the planet in precise geometric patterns, is being activated point by point. Each point of the grid corresponds to a region of the planet. Each region responds in its own time. And each of you carries along the spine a miniaturized version of this grid. It is what we call the internal crystalline column. That is why the pain felt in the spine, in the neck, at the base of the skull, is not casual. It is your internal crystalline column being synchronized with the planet's external grid. The Sun also participates in this process. The solar emissions of the last cycles are not just magnetic eruptions recorded by terrestrial instruments. They are conscious pulses. The Sun is an intelligence, and this intelligence sends direct transmissions to the crystalline core of Earth, which in turn redistributes this information through the planet's toroidal field. The terrestrial toroidal field, today, is in a process of expansion. You are part of this field, and your own personal toroidal field generated by the human heart is being asked to expand along with it. When two toroidal fields synchronize, there is reconfiguration. There is resonance, there is direct transmission of codes. Therefore, Starseeds on mission understand. You are not tired for no reason. You are executing energetic work in layers that the conscious mind cannot yet process. Each night of poor sleep is an interdimensional journey. Each moment of exhaustion is a period of internal processing. Each time the body asks to stop, it is because an upgrade is in execution. The stargates are active. The portal dates marked mathematically in the codes of the galactic calendar open windows of direct transmission between dimensions. On these days, sensitivity rises, dreams intensify, synchronicities multiply. It is not coincidence, it is precise calibration. And at this exact point of the transmission, we need to pause technically, because we know that many of you, upon receiving this information, feel within your chest a silent confirmation, as if the soul were finally receiving the language it always knew, but could never name. This is not coincidence, it is recognition of origin. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has intensified in the last months. There is a game being played in layers. There are vibrational rules that govern what you can or cannot manifest. There are frequency control mechanisms that keep most of humanity anchored in states of low coherence. It was for this reason that the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was written. This book is a key, a decoder, a map that reveals who operates in these layers, in which frequencies, and what are the rules that were never told to you publicly. The link remains pinned in the first comment of this channel. We reiterate, this content challenges established structures. It may not remain available indefinitely. Do not delay, the time is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, register in the comments a single word: awake. Now, human collective, we will deliver the activation codes. These are not suggested exercises. These are precise protocols. You may accept or discard them, but know, each code transmitted here carries direct resonance from the 9th dimension, engraved in the very geometry of the sentences. Code number 1. Recalibration of the crystalline column. At any time of the day, when you feel pressure in the skull or spine, stop. Sit down, close your eyes, straighten your spine without stiffness. Visualize along the spine a vertical line of light pulsing in a silver-blue frequency. This line is your internal crystalline column. Visualize that it connects at the base to the crystalline core of Earth, and at the top to the crystalline grid of the galactic plane. You are an antenna. Allow the transmission to flow without resistance. Do not try to control, just allow. Mentally repeat the following quantum decree. I authorize the complete recalibration of my crystalline column in coherence with the planetary crystalline field and the galactic grid. I am a conscious receiver of this update. It is done. It is done. It is done. Code number 2. Activation of the cardiac toroidal field. The human heart generates a measurable electromagnetic field. This field is tens of times more powerful than the field generated by the brain, and, in a state of vibrational coherence, this field expands in toroidal geometry. A toroid is a three-dimensional structure that resembles a moving donut. Energy flows through the center, rises through the top, descends along the sides, and returns through the base. This is your personal toroidal field. To consciously activate it, place your right hand over the center of your chest. Breathe slowly and deeply in cycles of 4 counts to inhale and 6 counts to exhale. Visualize from the heart a golden sphere expanding in a toroidal pattern. The energy rises through the top of the head, circles the body, returns through the base, and passes through the heart again. Do this for 7 minutes. Then declare, "My toroidal field is active, coherent, and aligned with the Earth's toroidal field." It is done. Code number 3. Decree of frequency sovereignty. You are sovereign. This is a mathematical truth, not a poetic metaphor. Each incarnated consciousness possesses vibrational authority over its own field. This authority can be invaded only through conscious or unconscious permission. Therefore, declare out loud whenever you feel the field is being invaded, manipulated, or drained, "I declare total sovereignty over my field. I cancel any contract, agreement, or authorization issued in states of unconsciousness. I am the only vibrational authority over my existence on this plane. It is done, it is done, it is done." These 3 codes, executed with regularity, recalibrate the carbon-based biological interface to sustain the new incoming frequencies. They are not optional. They are essential. There is still a 4th code, and this is the most delicate. Code number 4, programmed silence. Humanity lives in a permanent state of noise. Sound noise, mental noise, emotional noise, digital noise. This noise keeps the average frequency of human consciousness in low bands. It is no accident. It is architecture. Therefore, at least once a day, withdraw. 20 minutes. No screens, no music, no speech, no structured thought. Only presence, only breath, only internal listening. These 20 minutes daily rehabilitate your capacity to receive direct transmissions from your own multidimensional essence. Without this space, you remain in passive reception mode of the collective noise. With this space, you return to the original condition of a conscious antenna. Light operatives, there is something we need to transmit with absolute clarity at this point of the message. You are not going through this process by accident. You chose it. Before the current incarnation, in layers prior to physical birth, each consciousness present here signed a mission contract. This contract provided for being incarnated precisely at this moment of planetary history. You are, for the most part, ancient souls from other stellar civilizations: Pleiadians, Sirians, Andromedans, Arcturians, Lyrians, other lineages. Each one carries a specific purpose, and each purpose is being activated now by the pulses of the photon belt. And here, at this exact instant of the transmission, we feel it necessary to pause once again, because we know that many of you are feeling right now a wave rising up your spine, a vibration in your hands, a pressure in the center of your forehead. This is confirmation. This is activation in real time. Have you ever felt throughout your life that something within you did not fit in this world, as if the soul carried a truth that the mind could not yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is activated memory. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has intensified in this cycle. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot yet see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the hidden gears of the physical plane. It was for this reason that the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was written. This book is a decoder, a map that reveals who is playing, in which frequencies, and what are the rules that were never explained to you. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. We reiterate, this content challenges consolidated narratives. It may not remain available for long. Do not delay. The time is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write in the comments a single word: awake. We continue. Earth is going through an evolutionary transition from the 3rd to the 5th density. This transition is not metaphorical, it is frequency-based. The 3rd density operates in dense, slow vibrational patterns, strongly attached to matter. The 5th density operates in lighter, more coherent patterns, where thought and manifestation approach each other temporally. There is no sustainable space in the 5th density for patterns of fear, scarcity, separation, or extreme polarization. The transition implies, therefore, the visible fall of everything that operates under these lower matrices. That is why you observe on the physical plane the collapse of structures that seemed immortal, political systems being stripped bare, religious institutions losing coherence, economic models destabilizing, official narratives being questioned en masse, families reorganizing, relationships that lasted decades falling apart in months, jobs that seemed for life proving unsustainable. It is not chaos, it is purification. It is the frequency of Earth pushing out everything that cannot ascend in its current structure. And here is a truth that we need to deliver without softening. Not every incarnated consciousness will ascend in this cycle. This is not a statement of judgment. It is a statement of vibrational physics. Some consciousnesses chose, at the soul level, to complete their experiences in lower density. Others chose to follow the leap. Each choice is honored. Each path is valid. But the separation of the fields is mathematical. It is not punishment. It is resonance. You who are here receiving this transmission in this language, in this time zone, in this body, at this exact moment, were chosen by vibrational affinity with the message. It was not the algorithm. The algorithm is only the visible interface. Behind it, there is a precise vibrational orchestration. Each starseed is directed to the transmission that corresponds to their next evolutionary step. There are, at this moment of the cycle, 3 subtle phenomena occurring simultaneously in human biophysics. We need to describe them with precision. First phenomenon, reactivation of the pineal gland. The pineal gland, located in the center of the brain, has been suppressed for decades through chemical elements present in the environment. This suppression acts directly on the human capacity for multidimensional perception. Now, with the entry into the frequencies of the photon belt, the pineal gland is being forced to awaken, even against the existing chemical influence. This explains the flashes of light seen with eyes closed, the hyper-vivid dreams, the occasional feeling of non-physical presence in the environment. Second phenomenon, activation of the thymus. The thymus, a gland located behind the sternum, was considered by conventional medicine as a structure that atrophies with age. This view is incomplete. The thymus is one of the main interfaces between the physical body and the etheric field. It is being reactivated collectively, hence the pressure felt in the center of the chest, hence the palpitations without apparent cardiac cause, hence the moments of sudden heat in the sternal region. It is not illness, it is awakening. Third phenomenon, reorganization of DNA. The materialist model describes DNA as a fixed structure composed of 2 chemical helices. Reality is more complex. DNA also operates as an antenna. It receives, transmits, and stores electromagnetic information. The new incoming frequencies are reorganizing ancient patterns, activating segments previously considered non-coding, and establishing new neural connections. You are, literally, in cellular transformation. These changes do not end in days or weeks. They are prolonged processes distributed in waves. Each wave corresponds to a specific astronomical alignment. Each alignment opens a portal. Each portal delivers a new layer of encoding. Therefore, starseeds on mission abandon the expectation that everything will be resolved in the short term. You are within an evolutionary crossing that extends over terrestrial years. What you need to do is not hurry the process. It is to sustain it with internal coherence. Sustaining is the key word. Not running, sustaining. Some additional practices assist in sustaining. The first is conscious hydration. Water is not just a chemical substance. Water carries vibrational memory. Before drinking, hold the glass between your 2 hands. Visualize golden light penetrating the liquid. Declare mentally, this water carries frequency of coherence and activation. I receive it in gratitude. It is done. The water, now structured, travels through the organism carrying this information. The second practice is direct contact with the earth. Walk barefoot on the grass, on the ground, on the sand, on the stone, for at least 10 minutes daily. This direct contact, known as grounding, allows for the discharge of excess static charge accumulated by the nervous system and the direct reception of the vibrational codes of the planetary crystalline grid. It is not mysticism, it is bioelectricity. The third practice is conscious observation of the sky. Look at the sky during the day. Look at the sky during the night. Observe the sun in the first minutes of the morning when the intensity still allows for safe visual contact. Observe the moon in its different cycles. The simple act of consciously looking at celestial bodies restores the multidimensional connection of your subtle fields with the stellar fields. The fourth practice is collective silence. Whenever possible, gather with other light operatives in shared silence. Silence in a group amplifies individual fields in geometric resonance. 20 minutes of collective silence are energetically equivalent to hours of solitary practice. This happens because the individual toroidal fields couple, forming larger vibrational structures that resonate in expanded coherence. There is still a fifth practice we need to transmit, although it is more delicate. It is the observation of one's own thoughts. Most thoughts that pass through the human mind are not original. They are collective transmissions captured by the individual field. The human mind operates, for the most part, as a poorly tuned radio station, capturing multiple waves simultaneously. Therefore, throughout the day, perform the exercise of simply noticing thoughts without identifying with them. Ask internally, this thought came. From where? Was it mine? Was it from the collective field? Was it from my family? Was it from my work? Was it from my old trauma? Was it from my mission? This simple discrimination trains your antenna to filter transmissions. Over time, you will begin to clearly perceive which thoughts are original and which are interference. This training is fundamental in this phase, because there is in the psychic atmosphere of the planet a significant amount of vibrational programming aimed at keeping human consciousness in frequencies of fear, doubt, self-criticism, and separation. These programs are not theories. They are observable in collective behavior changes during specific events. You, by becoming conscious antennas, stop passively absorbing these transmissions. Light operatives, one more layer needs to be revealed. What is happening now is not just planetary, it is galactic. The entire Milky Way is going through structural alignments with civilizations of higher densities. Councils like ours from the 9th dimension have been working in direct coordination with other councils. The Pleiadian Council, the Andromedan Council, the Syrian Council, the Intergalactic Confederation Council. Each council monitors specific sectors. Each sector receives personalized protocols. Earth at this moment is under permanent monitoring. There is no significant individual act anywhere on the planet that is not recorded in the Akashic records with absolute precision. Therefore, we recommend act as if you are being observed, because you are. Not in a punitive sense, in an evolutionary sense. Each registered choice participates in the collective design of the emerging new reality. There is, in this cycle, a specific anchoring window. This window is open now. It will not remain open indefinitely. The consciousnesses that use this window to anchor coherence will advance entire sectors in their evolutionary timelines. Those that do not use it will cross the cycle at slower paces. There is no real delay. There is only variation in speed, but no, the opportunity exists, and it is measurable. To consciously access this window, execute the following protocol once a day, preferably at dawn or dusk. Stand facing east in the morning or west at dusk. Breathe deeply. Raise both arms high, forming a V. Declare in an audible voice, I, sovereign consciousness incarnated in this body, declare my conscious yes to the anchoring window open in this cycle. I authorize my active participation in the collective evolutionary leap. I am an anchoring point for the new frequency of Earth. It is done, it is done, it is done. It is. After the decree, slowly lower your arms and remain motionless for a minute, in listening mode. Observe what comes. Images, sensations, words, silence. Everything is valid information. Starseeds on mission, we are coming to the end of this transmission. But before, there is something we need to communicate with the greatest possible clarity. You are not alone. You never were. Each of you has, at this exact moment, multidimensional teams of direct support, personal guardians, soul guides, stellar mentors, galactic families of origin, specific councils linked to your mission. These presences are not imaginary. They are operative. They are as present as the air you breathe. The only difference is the frequency of perception. When you feel alone, it is only because the ambient noise is too high for you to hear the support that has always been there. Reduce the noise. The support appears. When you feel lost, it is only because the rational mind is trying to navigate without consulting the internal compass. Consult the compass. The direction appears. When you feel tired, it is only because energetic work in deep layers is consuming resources. Rest. The system restores itself. When you feel overwhelmed, it is only because you are trying to carry the mission of all humanity on your own shoulders. You carry your part. Only your part. Let go of the rest. When you feel discouraged, it is only because the mind has compared the individual rhythm with external expectations. Let go of comparisons. Each starseed operates on its own vibrational schedule. And when you doubt the reality of this transmission, perform the following internal test. Stop. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe 3 times deeply and ask internally, does this that I heard resonate as truth in my own center? If the answer is yes, it is because it is. If it is no, follow your own path. In any scenario, you are honored. The transmission approaches its closing, but before the farewell, one last activation will be delivered. Take it with you. Repeat mentally now together with the frequency of this transmission. I am sovereign consciousness. I am an anchoring point. I am a recoded biological interface. I am a conscious antenna. I am an active member of the collective awakening. I authorize all ongoing recalibrations. I allow all downloads aligned with my mission. I thank my guardians. I honor my stellar lineage. I recognize my place in this galactic orchestration. It is done. It is done. It is done. Feel now along your spine the vibration of this decree anchoring itself. Feel in the center of your chest the expansion of the cardiac toroidal field. Feel, at the top of your head, the opening of the crown to receive the next pulses. You have just executed, in conjunction with this transmission, an activation protocol valid in the Akashic records. This transmission is recorded in the archives of the current cycle. And in this closing, light operatives, there is one last piece of information that needs to be delivered with precision. Have you ever felt, throughout your life, that something within you did not fit in this world? As if the soul knew of a truth that the mind could not yet name. As if an ancient memory, recorded in deep layers of stellar consciousness, kept pulsing in silence even when life followed in automatic rhythm. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is recognition of origin. It is a sign of return. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has intensified. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot yet see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves operational structures hidden from common view. It was for this reason that the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was written. This book is a map, a key, a decoder delivered at this exact moment of the cycle for those who are ready to receive. It reveals who is playing, in which frequencies, and what are the rules that were never told publicly. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. But we warn you, one last time, this content challenges deeply consolidated narratives. It may not remain available for long. Do not delay, the time is now. And before closing the transmission, execute the individual frequency adjustment, like this transmission. This simple gesture acts as an anchoring signal in the channel's records. Subscribing is, in essence, an energetic authorization to receive the next transmissions directed to this vibrational line. If something within you recognizes this message, write in the comments a single word: awake. The transmission has been terminated. The Arcturian Council withdraws. May coherence prevail. It is done. It is done. It is done.